up, Juicekeys? It's day number 1 of 2022. We got a lot to talk about, less to talk about it in. We're going to be diving into the rumors and leaks of this year, 2022. But before we do that, I want to set a little time aside to talk about 2021 and just say that I appreciate all you guys for giving me the best first year of YouTube I've ever had. Coincidentally, it's the only first year of YouTube. I only had it because that was my first year of doing YouTube. But thank you all. Thank you guys all so very, very much. And I also wanted to give a shout out to Rhett Thompson and Alpaco Films, my brosevs, my brothers from another channel. Thank you guys too. Stoked that we are friends and that we chat every day. And yeah, you guys are my homies. Thanks a lot. I truly appreciate it. That said, that off to the side, rumors and leaks of 2022. Let's get into it. First up on the list is the camera that was rumored last in 2021. And it is a very unique camera for Canon, the Canon EOS R5c. Now, the Canon R5c is a video-centric R5. They're going to slash the EVF, make it have a bigger body and active cooling. Definitely a unique camera. Now, some other little juicy tidbits that they're going to have with this camera is that they're going to potentially include C-Log 2, a first in a mirrorless camera, usually only reserved for their cinema grade cameras. An easier grading codec, an AVC, like XF AVC codec, so a little easier editing in post. And yeah, it's kind of what we got going on there. Now, pricing is all over the map, either ranging from $4,000, $4,500, all the way up to $9,000 if you've watched a Northrop video. But that's what we got going on for the R5c. Last but not least, Canon is slated to announce it in January, somewhere between the 11th and the 18th, although don't be surprised if it's later. That's what we got for the Canon R5c. And next up on the list is the Olympus WOW camera. The Olympus WOW camera, or should I say OM Systems WOW camera, is absolutely a mystery at this point. All we really had about this camera was kind of a teaser little image baked into when OM Systems announced their name. A rebrand from Olympus after that whole JIP acquisition. But that's what we got. I mean, really nothing. It looks like in the pictures a little crossbreed of a EM1X mixed with a EM1 Mark III. Just this hybrid kind of camera. I think it's going to be the EM1 Mark IV. Obviously not called the EM1 Mark IV. Probably the OM1D. almost tongue twisted there. But keep your eye out for it. I do think it's going to be announced officially this year, and we'll probably see it sometime in fall. But yeah, Olympus folks, that's really what we got now. Next up on the list is going to be the very much waited for Panasonic GH6. When it comes to the Panasonic GH6, there's a lot to talk about because there's a lot of information out there. This camera was going to be released in Q4 of 2021 in the fall. We probably should have already seen it right now, but because of the sensor shortage, it wasn't released. That said, it will be released, I believe, in Q2 of 2022. That's going to be my predictions. And yeah, a lot about this thing. Price point around $2,500. 4K 120, all the goodies, everything we love and know about Panasonic GH cameras, except they might have one huge change, and that's going to be the autofocus. So, you know, one of the biggest One of the biggest things about Panasonic cameras was their DFD, their depth from the focus autofocusing system. And this is the camera that might be the first in their lineup to actually get a completely new breed of autofocusing for Panasonic, right? Going into a phase detect autofocusing system. And I hope they do it. And I hope they do it not because I don't like DFD. I hope they do it because that's what the populace wants. And that's what's going to sell the GH6 the most. A baby A7S III, if you will, but with way better like camera features, cinema camera features, right? We're talking about shutter angle, anamorphic, 3D LUTs, all that baked into the camera. Really, I think it's going to be a game changer for the MFT system when it comes to video. Hopefully, OM Systems brings it at the table on the photo side. But that's what we got for the GH6. Now let's talk about the R1. The R1 will probably be announced in Q1 sometime, early Q1, but we're going to wait a long time for it. Probably at the end of Q4, kind of like what they did with the R3 of 2021. And really, R1 is up for debate on what it's going to have because really there's no rumors out for it at all. I mean, it probably will have that new hot shoe that can get some more digital information passed through it to take that wireless mic at the top and other cool accessories. Other than that, though, I'm guessing it'll be like an R3, but with crazy more amount of megapixels, probably up into the 50 range. And they kind of got to do that because they kind of got to one-up Sony. You see, Sony and Canon are in this just dog-eat-dog world, right? So, you know, Sony comes up with something, Canon one-ups it. Canon comes up with something, Sony one-ups it. That's how it works. Now, the rumor is the R3 was the R1 until Sony's A1 came out. Thus, Canon scrambled, quickly changed R1 to R3 to release an R1 later. And the big reason for that is because the R3 is kind of shallow in the megapixel range, right? The A1 is up there in the 45 to 50s. The R1's going to have to be up there too. And I believe it'll be a stacked sensor. I don't think they're going to go global. And yeah, I think we're going to see something really close to that A1 range in a full pro body with full pro features that we love and know from Canon. I don't think it's going to be around the $8,000 range. I think we'll probably see this closer to $7,000. Maybe $7,500 at the most. All this is in US, of course. And that's what I'm thinking about the R1. Again, look out for a release soon or a release announcement or an announcement soon. For a release later on in 2022. That's my prediction for that. And yeah, I think these are the cameras that are going to be coming out. Now, there is some honorable mentioned rumors for 2022, and those honorable mentions are going to be the cinema cameras that I think are going to get a little bit of a refresh, and I believe we're going to see a couple of them here. One of those is going to be a refresh from Canon for the C300, C500, and C700 series going into 8K with RF mounts. Alongside of those cameras, we're going to see a kind of handful of cinema lenses coming from Canon. So they're going to package it up all nicely, have one big shebang, and get your pocketbooks ready if you want those cinema cameras, because they'll probably be pretty pricey. I also believe we're going to see a red update. Probably not a red Komodo update, maybe something a little bit more pricier, but definitely a red update also with an RF mount. Along with that, Blackmagic needs to throw their hat at the ring, so we'll probably see something from Blackmagic coming in 2022. And finally, Zcam. They've been kind of in that back, you know, in the background a little bit, bopping their head when they come out with something cool. I think we'll see something else from them coming up here in this fine year of our Lord, 2022. And that, folks, is my predictions for 2022. If you have any predictions, let me know in the comments below. As always, I'm Andrew from A Power of Drew, and this is day 1 of 2022. I'm stoked for it. I hope you guys are stoked for it. As always, subscribe and like and all that jazz, and I'll be seeing you guys in the next one. Later, Drewskis.